Today I had something happen to me that reminded me of some of those moments when I was doing hair when I was just panicking. Like I was doing something on a client and the color wasn't turning out the way I wanted, or the haircut. I started in on the haircut and it wasn't working at all, and I just started panicking. I haven't thought about that in so long. But today, something happened to me that brought back that memory. And I started thinking about it, and it spurred me to create this episode today because I wanted to share with you some tips to help you get through those moments when you're working behind the chair and panic sets in. Are you a hairstylist who feels overwhelmed, stuck, lacking confidence behind the chair, or simply wondering how you're actually going to build the career you've been dreaming of as a hairstylist? Then welcome to Cutting Through It. My name is Sherri Brody, and after having to rebuild my business numerous times and learning lessons the hard way, I created this podcast to help hairstylists just like you feel more confident behind the chair and build a career you truly enjoy. Each week, I'm going to share real stories, practical advice, and the business tips beauty school didn't teach you. From how to connect with clients and build that loyal clientele, to handling the real-life stuff hairstylists deal with every single day behind the chair. There's no fluff here, just honest conversations from someone who's been through it too. So if you're ready, let's start cutting through it together. Today I was going through the car wash and I just got a new car. It's been a few months. But it's so weird on the driver's shift to get it into neutral. And it reminded me today as I was starting to panic a little bit because I couldn't get it into neutral, took a deep breath, and I remembered how to get it into neutral. And that's what prompted me to do this little episode today, because as I was going through the car wash, it reminded me of when I was first starting to learn new things as a hairstylist, or trying something new that I learned on a client or practicing on a mannequin head, how frustrating it can be. And when this happens while you're working on a client and you're doing a haircut on them, or a color, and for some reason it's not turning out right, we tend to panic. And today I just want to share with you how I got through getting my car through the car wash the first time, and how to get through it when you're in that moment with your client and panic starts to set in. So the first time that I took my new car through the car wash, honestly, you guys, I panicked. I was, waiting to get into the car wash. They were guiding me onto the little rails, and I had 3 cars behind me, and I could not get it into neutral. And I just started panicking. The guy's looking at me like, "Lady, hurry up, come on, you got cars waiting. I've got somebody behind me honking," and I'm literally panicking. And I started to get scared, and then I thought for a minute, what am I panicking for? It's just a car wash. All right, stop and think it through. What did the guy say when he bought the car? And I just paused for a moment, and I went back to that moment when I bought the car and the guy was sitting in there with me and kind of showing me, and I remembered, oh, he said, now neutral's one of the weird positions to get this car in. He goes, I don't know why they made it like this, but you have to. And I remembered what he said. He said, just take it and hold it in the center to the left and pause. And then it goes into neutral. And because I stopped, and I stopped panicking and ignored the person honking behind me, I was able to clear my mind and focus on it and remember exactly what he said. And I got into neutral, took a deep breath, and got into the car wash, and didn't want to look at anybody when I got out to wipe it down. And this kind of goes with us when we're working behind the chair and we have a client in our chair that is kind of challenging, and you're doing something that you're not 100% comfortable on. You know how to do it, but you've kind of forgotten something and you're starting to panic. I'm going to encourage you something. First of all, sometimes just saying, I just need to step away for a minute. You could tell me to use the restroom or whatever, and go back to the back room and just kind of take a deep breath and collect yourself for a moment. Just stepping away and going away from the situation and taking some deep breaths can really help you refocus and get yourself back on target of what you're doing. The second thing is not getting so lost in the conversation. I know that sometimes we get caught up in these conversations, and when we're doing a new technique or we're working on something that's very intricate, panic starts to come in because we're trying so hard to focus on what the client is saying and being present, but yet in our head we're trying to figure it all out. So sometimes you just need to pause the conversation, and just by simply telling your client, hey, you know what, I'm gonna be quiet here for just a little bit because I'm really working on I really want this to turn out great, and I really need to focus, and it's hard for me to stay focused when I'm having the conversation. And your client's going to appreciate it, and it's just you owning your chair and being the leader of your chair, which is what I always teach. And the third thing is to sometimes you've got to humble yourself and ask for help. And I know you might be thinking, well, my client's going to think that I don't know anything. They're going to lose respect for me, or they're going to want to go to that stylist. And I'm here to tell you that is not at all what your clients are going to think. They're going to respect you. They're going to respect you more than you just pretending like everything's okay, because they're going to feel that you are feeling something, that energy's out there. And if you just don't say anything, they're going to remember that feeling, because they remember more about how you made them feel than anything. And we as hairstylists know firsthand when a client is sitting in our chair, we can feel the energies, and your client can feel that. So by asking and saying to them something like this, you know what, your color isn't turning out exactly the way I want it to. And so I'm going to ask, I don't know, Suzanne, a more seasoned hairstylist, somebody who has more experience. She's been doing this a long time. I really would love for her to come and work, share with me maybe how I can make this better, or how I can, make you happy, because I really want to make you happy. The client's going to feel like you care. Another thing is if a client's asking you for something that maybe you're not quite sure, then you could say, I'm going to ask so-and-so here. I want to make sure that I'm thinking correctly on how to do this on your hair. Just something very simple. You're just being open with them, and you're being humble. But sometimes you have to do this to make your client happy, and your client's going to remember that when they're done and they're happy with their hair. They're going to feel like, wow, Sherri really cared about me. She asked for help. That's okay. If we sit in that place of pride, I don't want them to know, I'm not going to ask for help, you're just losing out on growth for yourself, and you're losing out on you possibly could be losing a client, because they can feel it when you're not sure. And also, you could fake it all the way through the service, but when they get home and they see the results, they're gonna, you could potentially lose a client that way. So those are 3 things that you can do to really help you get through those panic times. I just want to encourage you, if you are in that place, that every hairstylist, every successful hairstylist out there has been there, been through it. I've been there a million times, and these things that I'm sharing with you, they will really help you get through it. So first of all, take a step away, take some breaths, just like I did in the car, because you'll be amazed at how when you just clear your brain for just a moment, some things might come back to you. Second of all, pause the conversation so that you're able to focus. Third, and most importantly, humble yourself to ask for help. It pays off more than you can even imagine. So I hope that these little tips help you. I just feel like there might be a stylist out there right now who was feeling this, and I hope you take what I'm sharing with you to heart, because what I'm sharing with you have used many times. So I want to thank you so much for listening to Cutting Through It.
Hey friend, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If it helped you, I'd love for you to hit subscribe and leave a quick review and share what stood out most for you today. When you leave a review, it helps other stylists find this show. And hey, if you want to hang out with me more and learn alongside other like-minded stylists who are working on building their clientele as well, I have a free Facebook group I just started. You'll find the link in the show notes below. I'd love to have you there and hang out with you. I'll be back next week. Until then, happy haircutting, and remember, your chair is your business, so own it like a pro.